All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to the series 2. Remember, in our first series, which is the Introduction to Computing, where we look at text basis, we were going to also look at our next series, which is Formatting Text 1. And it was going to cover our usual font group, where we look at the font style and font size, our line spacing, our bulleting, and our numbering. So let's quickly roll out and see what we have. So in our Microsoft Word, we have our font style, our font style. These are the various styles in which our fonts are written. Remember, a font is the same as a text. Font is the same as a text, and a text is made up of a number, a letter, or a special character. So in this case, we want to see how we can actually select a text or a font style for our work. So in doing so, we come to the font group, click on a drop down arrow, and then series of fonts will appear. Then we choose the one that we want, and then we type in that. So as I type in that, I get the font that I selected to appear for me. So where can I change my font style in Microsoft Word? Is it the Home tab, the Insert tab, the Draw tab, or the Design tab? Okay. Under which group can I change my font style or font size? Is it the clipboard group, the font group, the paragraph group, or the styles group? So by now, you should know that once I'm changing my font style, it should be in the font group. We can also change our font color. So let's learn the names of the various places. So we have here, I have, as I put the font group. I have here, I have the font size. I have here, I have the font color. Then here, I have the change case, which can help me change the case of my text. For instance, let me highlight this numbering by double click on it to highlight it, and go to change case, click on the drop down arrow and choose uppercase. It changes the numbering that I selected into uppercase. So that's the change case. Change case. So we also have the bold. For instance, if I select this text and click on the B, it will bold my text for me. I is an italicized, U is actually underlined. So when I select all these options, it applies to my work for me. There are interesting things that we are going to look at here. Now, when you apply font style or size, there are so many ways you can go about it. So, for instance, I can actually select my font style before I begin to type, or I can finish typing and highlight the text before I apply my font style or font size. Okay, so after typing, I can't change my font style, true or false. You should be able to know it's true. If I finish typing the text, how do I change my font size or font style? By highlighting the text before I go to the font style menu and select the style that I want. By highlighting the text before I go to the font size menu and choose the size that I want. So after typing, if you want to change the style or the size or the color of your text, you have to highlight it first before you can apply those changes to it. Don't forget that. So that is little things about the font styles. And remember that what we say by default font style majority is Calibri, and the font size is 11 by default. But in the standard typing, your font size should be 12, and in standard typing, the font style should be Times New Roman. So these are questions that can be asked. What is the standard font size for typing? What is the standard font name or style when you are typing your document? It is Times New Roman. Times New Roman. That is what we normally use for official documents and stuff. Okay, so let's continue. Using the paragraph group to select the following. See, the paragraph group is where we have all this host of items under the paragraph group. In the paragraph group, we have the alignment. So to align text to the left side of your document, which alignment style do you have to choose? We say align left. By default, align left is selected before you start typing. So let's say, let me choose a different font style. I don't want everything I type to appear in capital. So here, let's say my name. So I can see that whatever I'm typing is starting from the left side because by default, the align left is selected. Now, align center brings your document to the middle of your document. See, so it's just bring it to the middle. When you are dividing this paper or document into two, it will put it right in the middle of it. And align right will also put your document at the far right side of your work. Now, the question then becomes, which alignment style straighten both edges of your document? That is the justify. The justify will straighten both edges of your document. Okay, so say distribute your text evenly between the margins. Which alignment style will distribute your text evenly between the margins? That is the justify. Justify. So justify gives your document clean grips edges so that it looks more polished. The edges are solid. It doesn't dent in, it doesn't do those things. So justify is what ideally is used for official formatting of your document. That is justify. Okay, let's make progress. In this same way, for instance, if I want to also select justify, just like the way we spoke about the font style and font size, after typing my work, if I want to apply justify to it, I select the whole work. So let's do some round features so that we can actually understand these things that we are mentioning. So let's say equal to round. And let's get some more text. So 4, let's say 9, close the bracket and round it. So you can see by default, this document is left side is straight, clean, but the right side is not clean. So if I want to apply justify, then I need to highlight the text already because I've already selected the text. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So when I select justify, both edges are now straight. Now let me just delete this. I want to now round the round feature. See, we told you that if you are applying formatting, you can apply the formatting before you type. And after typing, if I now want to apply the formatting, I must highlight the text before I apply the formatting. So now let me apply my justify before I do my round. Okay, so I've already clicked on justify. Now let me do my equal to round. Pin 4,9 or 8, and let me press my enter. You see, as soon as I do that, because I have already selected my formatting style before running it out, it gave me the straight edges already. So I can finish typing, then I highlight the text, then I apply my formatting style. Or I can apply all the formatting style before I finish typing. Let me just show you another one. So let's say I'm typing name. You see it appeared in black. If I go and click on the color, text color already, and now come and type the name, it will appear in the color. If I don't want to do it this way, after typing, when I highlight the text and I go and click on the color, it will apply the color to it. So there are two ways. Finish typing, select the text, apply the changes to it. Do the changes before you type so that it will fit into it as you type. That goes for line spacing. What is line spacing? It is a spacing between text at the top and below a particular word. For instance, as I generated this text, this line and between this line and then the next line under it, the space between them is my line spacing. So which feature in Word helps or consider the spaces between words at the top and words below it? That is line spacing. So the line spacings As we did for other ones, after typing, I can highlight this text and then choose the line spacing that I want. It will apply to it. I can, however, decide that before I start typing, I choose my line spacing before I do my typing. So I've selected line spacing already. And now let me do my typing and see if it will fit into it. Okay, so see, now this one, the line spacing came because you can see it is evenly spaced and it is wider than what I used to have. It is wider than that. So I can select my line spacing before I type, or I type and select my line spacing. So this is it. So the questions come in different ways you should be able to answer. So the feature that helps you to put space between the top and bottom of a text is the line spacing. The feature that helps you to type the edges of both left and right margins straight is the justify. The one that makes sure that the left margins are straight is the left alignment, and the one that makes sure that the right margins are straight is the right alignment. Okay, so we have just a few items on our list to finish. We have bullet and numbering. What is the difference between a bullet and a number? There are difference between it. You see, bulletin appears in stars, whilst numbering appears in a letter or a number or a Roman numeral, whatever that you can mention. So when I select bulletin, let me just come down an empty space. When I click on bulletin, these are bulletin. I can choose any of the bulletin star. So when I choose and I type, it appears in that way. So that is bulletin. And the question is, if I don't want to continue using bullets, what do? I press the enter key twice. So let's say I'm typing Kofi and I type the bullet come. I press the enter key again, then the bulletin is off. I'm free to choose a different bulletin I want. Let's look at numbering. So we have the numbering here. Click on that and choose the numbering style that you want, either numbers or alphabet or the Roman numerals. So if I choose numbers, I can now type what I want. And when I press enter, it gives me automatic numbering. I can press enter again. That automatic feature goes off. How do I exit my numbering when I'm typing? By pressing the enter key twice. By pressing the enter key twice. Okay, so for now, this particular video too has introduced us to few items that we can know how to answer questions around. Just this way, we are good to go when people do ask us questions. So this is the second part or second series of our video introducing us to text formatting, part 1 of text formatting. In the next video, we'll look at part 2 of text formatting. And let me whet your appetite with the items that we are going to look in the next video. Okay, so let me show you the items. Okay, so in the next video, we are looking at these items. In the next video, we're looking at these items. We are looking at using the clipboard group to select. So this is the clipboard group, how we can use that to copy, cut, paste, format painter. Then how we can use the layout tab to do our orientation and our columns. We can divide our things into columns and possible questions that we can be asked in those areas, how we can actually set our margins and what are the preferred margin indentations that we are supposed to use, questions that we can be asked around that. Then using the insert tab to do a header and a footer. What are the likely questions we can get in the header and a footer as well? So in our next video for text formatting 2, we will look at that. Why don't you subscribe to the channel so that it will help you play along Microsoft Word and a few things that we need to understand in Microsoft Word anytime we want to use it. Thank you very much.